Hi, on behalf of the PYHA board, I would like to thank you for volunteering to help run our scoreboard. There are 2 modules in this video. In the first module, you will learn how to run the electronic console, the scoreboard. In the second module, you will learn how to keep track of all the goals, assists, penalties, and shots on goal on our score sheets. Our extraordinary referee, Dean, uses the information from our score sheets to determine players of the week, and to also post stats on our league website. It is always very exciting when your child sees his or her name on Facebook or the PYHA website for their outstanding achievements. So be sure to follow us on Facebook, like our page, and monitor our league's website often during the season. So let's get started. In this module, this is what you're going to learn about. You'll learn how to start a new game on the scoreboard, set the game clock, keep score on the scoreboard, correct your mistakes, set the penalty clock, and how to start and stop the clock for shift changes, which only occurs for 8U. The first skill that I'm going to teach you today is how to start a new game. Let's say you get into the score booth and the game just finished. They have scores up there, they're in the second period, the time is on there, and it's not anything that you need. So you need to zero everything out. You're going to first select New Game, then hit the number 1 key. It'll show whatever's on your console up to the scoreboard for everybody to see. So that will make sure that your console is talking to your scoreboard. Finally, hit Enter. Easy, right? I know! You just started a new game! Congratulations. The next task, or skill I should say, that I'm going to teach you is how to set the game clock. Now, the default time when you set, let's go back a little bit. When you set the new game, the default time was 20 minutes, but none of our divisions played for 20 minutes, so that time just doesn't work. Our 8U division plays for 15 minutes, whereas our 12U division, they play for 18 minutes each period. Our 15U division has 8-minute periods. So obviously the 20-minute time doesn't apply. So we have to change the clock. You could do this by if you set the set clock button, enter the time in minutes and seconds. So in this example, 15 minutes is 1500. Then you'll press enter. Now, 15 minutes will be displayed here on your console and up on the scoreboard for everybody to see. But now that you have the game time set, you can set the time for a warm-up period too. And this is kind of a neat feature, so pay attention. I'm going to test you. Okay, so your players are warming up on the rink, getting ready for their game, and you set your game clock, you're ready to go, and you want to put some time up on the clock so that the buzzer sounds when their time is done. And that will let everybody know, hey, let's get back together, we're playing a game. So, select the timeout timer, enter 1 so that this information is displayed up on the scoreboard, hit enter, then set the time that you want to give the new players as a warm-up. In this example, 5 minutes is 500, and then hit enter. Once you hit enter, the clock will automatically start counting down because that is how it is set up. It'll count down from 5 minutes. Once it reaches 0, the horn will sound and your game will automatically be displayed on the scoreboard. Remember when we set the game time for 15 minutes? Yeah, so once this timeout timer reaches 0 and the horn goes, your 15 minutes will be displayed automatically on your console and on the scoreboard. Isn't that cool? I think so. So, keeping score. It's not as scary as you would think. The first thing you need to do is if the home team scores, simply hit the home score button. And vice versa. If the guest team scores, hit guest score. But we do not use these other buttons. And so what I've done is indicated that with an X. Unfortunately, on our console in the score booth, they are not X'd out. So you just have to keep that in mind. Some people think, but what if I make a mistake? It's okay. This is going to be easy. Don't worry. Breathe. No one's going to get upset with you. Let's give you an example. Let's say you give the guest team an extra goal and that you meant to give to the home team. Well, the first thing you should do is give the home team their goal. So go ahead and do that. So press the home score button. Okay. Then press the set guest functions button. Then you're going to enter the correct number of goals the guest team should have. So if up on the scoreboard it says 3, the guest team has 3 goals, but they really only scored 2, press the number 2, and then press enter. And that's it. So one more time. Give the home team their score, okay, and now you can reset the guest score. If they have 3 up there, but they only scored 2, hit set guest functions, the number 2, and then hit enter. And then their correct score will display up on the scoreboard. Easy peasy. Okay, so what if one of the kids gets a little naughty, a little rough, high sticking, tripping, whatever you call it? It happens, right? The first thing you want to do is select either home or guest penalty. You must enter a player number, and it can be any number, it doesn't matter. So for simplicity's sake, you can enter 1 and then enter. I recently had a parent tell me you can just hit enter twice and it works. So you hit, let's say, guest, enter, and then you can enter the time that you want to use. So for 8U, I know we do 1:30. So 130, enter. So let's go through that again. Guest penalty or home penalty. Enter, set the time, 130, enter. That's it. You're done. But here's the other thing. If the next team scores while the player is in the penalty box, they will let the player out. However, you cannot reset the penalty box while the game clock is running. I'm shaking my head no. Because you can't, once the game clock is running, you cannot make an adjustment on the penalty time. So you're kind of stuck unless you're able to turn off the game clock, which is just probably not going to happen. So just let it run out. Okay, starting and stopping the clock. A useful skill if a player gets hurt, or for 8U when we do shift changes. It's very easy. So to pause and resume, all you have to hit is the clock on off button. Okay, for 8U, we stop the clock for shift changes because they take a little bit longer to get on and off the rink, and we don't want to waste valuable playtime. So we stop the clock, and then we hit the horn. So what I do is I keep a finger here and a finger here, and I go bonk, bonk. And it stops the clock and it goes, okay? Pretty easy. And that's the end of Module 1. Okay, this is Module 2, and this is how to score on the score sheets. In this lesson, you will learn how to keep track of goals and assists, how to keep track of shots on goals, and how to label penalties. Take a look at this score sheet that I have filled out. I left off last names and I gave them random jersey numbers. So this is not an actual one that I would actually use. But this team is the Jokers versus the Cuties. It's an 8U division. They play for 15 minutes. Here's the date that they were playing. Their jersey number. Okay. I noted that the goalie was on number 10 here, line 10, Mila, and line 9, Madden. Okay, and they have jersey number 0. If you take a look down here, this is where you track the goalie stats throughout the game. Down here, if you take a look, you have a place for penalties for the home team and a place for penalties on this side for the guest team or visitors. I have highlighted the first period yellow on both sides and highlighted the second period in orange on both sides, just for visual aid for this tutorial. On the normal sheets, they are not highlighted. Okay, so every time a shot is taken on goal, we make a little tally mark next to the goal that it was taken on. For example, if the Jokers, Mila, had 7 shots taken on her, then every time a shot was taken, we put a tally mark. But what do you consider a shot on goal? That's always the big question. So what we like to think is, if the goalie was not standing in the net, would the shot have gone in? If the answer is no, then you do not put a tally mark. If the answer is yes, then it becomes a tally mark. That's how we solve that problem. Goals given up is when the actual puck goes into the net. Okay, and so in this example, Mila gave up 3 and Madden gave up 3. I tried to make it even. I had a hard time having one goalie do better than the other goalie. That was really hard for me. So if the puck goes in the net, then you mark a tally mark in this column. So in this example, for period 1, 3 pucks went into the net, and in period 2, 1 puck went into the net. That means the Cuties made 4 goals, and the Jokers made 5 goals. I know that's a little backwards, but think about it like this: goals given up. So basically it's saying how many goals did that goalie let in. Okay, we're going to mark it a little bit differently down here. So let's say Sloan makes a goal. So we put a little tally mark in his box because he made the goal. We mark a number 6 here because that's his jersey number. Whoever gave him the assist, we put their jersey number right here. And in this case, Michael, number 4, gave him the assist. So we have to mark it in a few different places. Sloan gets the goal, Michael gets the assist, and it gets marked down here, 6-4 under the first period because that's when it happened. And Mila let the goal through, not on purpose, she tried her best, but we put a tally mark there. Okay. Sloan then again put another goal or puck into the net. So good job, Sloanie. And number 6, but number 3 this time, Liam gave the assist. And so Liam's jersey number is number 3. So we gave Sloan a tally mark under goals. We gave Liam a tally mark under assists. And we put a tally mark under goals given up. Finally, Talon scored a goal, so we gave him a tally mark, and this time the assist goes to Kellen, so we put a tally mark under that. But what if there is no assist? An assist is when a player passes the puck to another player, and then that player puts it into the net. So if Sloan puts it into the net, who gave it to him right before that? Sometimes a player will put it into the net on their own without having anybody pass it to them. And in this case, Haley scored with no assist, so we marked that with just a slash line to indicate that nobody gave it to her. Okay, and of course, Haley got that 1 goal in the second period, and that's how that is marked. Now, if you take a look over here, the same thing goes over there. So, number 8, Zachary made a goal with no assist. We gave him a tally mark, but we did not give a tally mark to anybody in this column because nobody assisted him. Then number 6, Bodie came through, made a goal, assisted by Jake. Tally mark, tally mark, tally mark, tally mark. And then finally, number 8, Zachary scored again with Rowan giving on the assist. In the second period, number 4 scored a goal, and number 2 scored a goal, both assisted by Bodie. Gets marked here, they get goals, their numbers get here, and they get a tally mark. Okay. At the end of the game, how many goals did they score? You should have, the number here should match the number here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So 3 in the first period, 2 in the second period, 3 plus 2 is 5. Here, 3 in the first period, 1 in the second period, 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay? What happens if a player gets a penalty? You write down the jersey number. So in this case, Lily got a penalty. Naughty Lily. For tripping. So we just kind of write, I wrote it out. High sticking, you'd maybe write HS, just kind of some abbreviation so that the referee knows later. And then whatever time that started in, just go ahead and note the time on the clock here. And that's it. And then Dean will ask for this paper at the end of the game so that when he's handing out stickers, he can give stickers out and he can congratulate all of the players over the microphone, and it's a really special moment for the kids. Thank you again for volunteering. We really hope you enjoy it and help us out.